Welcome to Positive Atheism English channel. Today in our program Leaves from Gora's Life, I am going to read out to you the Gora's experiences in atheist propaganda. When Gora took up his job at Masulipattnam, it was easy for him because the teaching of botany has become a routine to him. In India, education is more examination oriented, and so students learn the lessons to pass the examination rather than to gain knowledge. From that point of view, he was teaching the classes. He had already about 10 years' experience in teaching. So teaching became very easy for him, but he was not doing any special work in improving his knowledge of botany. He was going in a routine fashion. The rest of the time he devoted to an aggressive propaganda of atheism. Every holiday he was visiting places near and far to address public meetings on atheism. He was there to explain the principles of atheism for 2 or 3 hours, and another 2 or 3 hours was spent in answering questions. So, on an average, he was talking in those meetings and answering questions for 5 to 6 hours. On one occasion, it happened to be 8 hours. This is not surprising because he had the missionaries well and he could stand the strain of talking and answering questions for 8 hours. But what surprised him most was the attention which the audience paid in sitting there for such long hours. That encouraged Gora to think that atheist ideology appeals to people more than mere propaganda of atheism. He was very much benefited by these lectures. As he went on talking, his ideas became very clear and analytical, and more than that, the questions from the audience educated him. He learned from the audience, he could understand their psychology, he could study their reactions to atheism, and some of them who professed theistic philosophy quoted from scriptures with which he was not familiar. It was a practical knowledge to him and training to him in atheism. During that period of 4 or 5 years, he addressed 100 or more meetings on atheism. Every time the meeting lasted for 5 or 6 hours. So that was a great education for him in atheism. Besides clarifying his own ideas about atheism and learning from the audience, there were three more outstanding features of this atheistic propaganda. Wherever he went, Gora insisted on the organizers arranging his lodge and board in untouchable quarters. In India, the untouchables, who are known as Harijans, where Gandhi gave that name to them, live segregated outside the village. They are confined to certain quarters called Harijan quarters. They are usually slums in India. On account of social isolation caused by untouchability, the Harijans do not have opportunities to work, and therefore economically also they are downtrodden. They are not less intelligent, not less capable than others, but they don't have opportunities for professions on account of social disability. So, his atheistic ideology revolted against this social isolation, and he insisted wherever he went, his lodge and board must be in the Harijan quarters, and then he would go to the town or village proper for the lecture. This condition of him to address any public meeting also changed the attitude of the organizers in the sense that they themselves had to go to the Harijan quarters and make contracts formally in the status of master and servant. The untouchables were the servants, manual laborers, and the higher castes were in the position of landlords and masters. Now, when he said that he would go to the Harijan quarters, then these masters also were compelled to mix with the Harijans. It was difficult for them at first, but Gora was imposing that condition. If they wanted him to go to them and talk, they had to go and arrange his lodge and board in the Harijan quarters. This way, he cut the knot of social isolation to some extent. That was one change he could bring about along with his atheistic talks. And the second one was that he insisted on punctuality in starting his meetings. Meetings start 2 or 3 hours later than the announced time. It is a very bad practice. Some of the Indians take pride in regarding this as Indian punctuality, which means unpunctuality. Therefore, Gora insisted that all his meetings must start very punctually. He recollects an instance in this connection. At a place, his meeting was to start at 1 o'clock in the afternoon because the meetings, usually with questions and answers, were spread over 5 or 6 hours. They thought if they started the meeting at 1 o'clock, it could finish by about 6 o'clock. It was announced with wall posters. He was received and accommodated in the Harijan quarters in a particular locality. It was 12:45 and the organizers did not come to take him to the meeting place. He went to the meeting hall 2 or 3 minutes before 1 o'clock. There were only about 10 or 15 people sleeping on the benches in the meeting hall at that time. Then he announced himself that he was the speaker of the day as the organizer was not there and started his talk on atheism to that small audience. They woke up suddenly and said, "No, no, no, most of the people are still waiting and they will come within an hour or so." So they asked him in the usual fashion of the Indian punctuality to wait for about an half an hour or 1 hour or so. He said that it was 1 o'clock, the time announced, and he started talking. After this, some of them went away to call those that were waiting. So there were less than 15 in the hall at that time actually when he was talking. Within half an hour, to his surprise, the people rushed in and the whole hall was full. There were about 1,000 or more. The organizer also came in. It was suggested that he should have waited for the audience to come in. Then he said, the time announced was 1 o'clock and so he was punctual. That is the usual Indian fashion, the organizer said. One does not say 1 o'clock when one means 1 o'clock. If I say 1 o'clock in the handbill, it means 2 or 2:30. Then in a jovial mood, he replied, in theistic method, one may mean 2, but in atheistic way of life, 1 o'clock means 1 o'clock. He doesn't know whether the audience understood his explanation of atheism, but they understood this simple principle that in theism, one may mean 2, but in atheism, one means 1 only. And this talk went round and at all the meetings that he addressed afterwards on atheism in the surrounding places, and the audience used to be present very punctually. He was very happy to teach this lesson of punctuality at the meetings on atheism. That was the second change that he could bring about in the outlook of the people, the village audience in particular. He was happy as the response was very encouraging. And from here, I shall continue in the next episode again. Thank you.
For more videos, please subscribe to this channel Positive Atheism and activate the bell icon. Please download Samaram Multi-Channel app and watch your favorite channels from your mobile. App available on Google Play Store and subscribe to the channels.